Hello everyone and welcome back to our blind let's play of Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. My name is FlightlessBird. This is your story-based gaming channel. And today, well, I have been suffering with a major illness as of late. I haven't been able to play anything. Yesterday I played Paper Mario for a little bit. The editing window looked like a Swiss cheese, I swear. But I am trying to get back and I'm gonna try to do my best here, because my brain is all fogged and I got to somehow work my way through this brilliant lawyer's arguments, which could be a problem. Yeah, I'm just saying. Could be a major problem. I'm gonna try to do the best with my voice as well, and I just want to have fun with you all today. You know? Just have fun with you guys. That's what I really want to do. So, with that said, let's not waste any time. Let's get into Ace Attorney Investigations again. Oh boy, doing Francisco's voice, this is gonna be fun. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge, where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hit a patch of turbulence, and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Okay, so yeah, that's... My voice is not strong enough to do Francisca like I have in the past. Bear with me. I'm trying. She's really hard to do. Not a bit of logic or something you thought of on the fly. Apparently it's easier to do the dark voices than the high-pitched ones. Swallow some with the throat. Just what are you insinuating? I'm saying it's harder to do, that's all. That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in your logic in one fell swoop. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is to try to balance myself a little bit here. The rebuttals, I'm not gonna read this in her voice because I've already read it in her voice, but whenever I press or present, I will do it then. So you prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. Okay. So what she's saying is, this was premeditated. And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of its display case? As I recall, the case was locked. Well, that's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass, like this. Ow! You shattered my heart of glass. So, she wants to talk about the in-flight shop and the Mr. iFly bank, does she? Hey, pal, what about me? She just hit me. What happened to my voice? Yeah, apparently it's gonna be hard to do Gumshoe's voice as well. Well, that takes care of how you obtained the murder weapon. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. I thought there wasn't any of the victim's blood found in the lounge. Huh, and I thought you'd say that. What? Don't you think I would have noticed? I think you just tried a way to cleverly hide the blood spatter in the lounge by accidentally spilling grape juice on top of it. Grr, are you accusing me of tampering with this crime scene now? We'll see, won't we? The forensic scientists are hard at work as we speak. All the dots. And what do you propose I do after that? Well then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase. So, I put the victim's body into the suitcase, and then... Where was I headed, Francisca? Ah, well that's pretty obvious. You're bringing it to first class where you could safely keep an eye on it. We're talking about this thing, you know. I'd hardly call it discreet or ordinary. That's so true.
Huh, annoying brat. Well then, you were intended to leave it inside the elevator. But unfortunately for you, a wrench was thrown into your plans because
the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. You've experienced turbulence on a flight before.
Of course, many times. You get used to it after a while.
The patch we hit was especially rough, and I passed out briefly, but only for a second.
It's a good thing it was only for a 6, sir. It'd have been bad if you had really blanked out.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, blanking out is exactly what got me into this mess in the first place.
Well, that's enough of your idle chatter. I'm not through with you yet, Miles Edgeworth. With the way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from.
If I really were a criminal, do you really think I would be so easily caught?
You are certainly in the middle of being caught right now.
Ugh. I have to find a contradiction fast, or I won't have much of my own hide left to save.
I had to say, you are looking rather caught right now. And I'll tell you exactly what you did after that. You loitered around in the lounge and pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
I didn't pretend to be anything. I really was the first to discover the victim's body.
I suppose that's true.
So then, you are yielding to my statements?
Don't be foolish. I still insist that you're the killer, but in that sense, you really were the first to discover the body to be dead.
No matter what I say, she seems dead set on making me out to be the killer. Her logic is reasonably sound, and the large majority of it reflects the truth. But there is one point about it that is not quite right. It's this one right here. Although I don't know how to do it. Because she said we booked the glass, but there's no glass inside the frame. But this one here doesn't specifically say something about the glass, only when I pressed it. So you see when I press it here, the case was locked. You simply had to hit the glass. Sorry, Gumshoe. But how do I think I just gotta go with my gut here. Oh, this is bad. I don't have a picture of this scene. Ooh. Because if I had a picture of this scene, I could say there's no glass that, you know, went into the trophy case. But I don't have a way to show that here. Well, you beat him to death. You hastily put the suitcase back from where you had taken it from. Hastily put the suitcase back. Okay. Just trying to figure out how to something being dragged. Okay. Because I know she mentions the wine. Maybe that's it? Let's see. Where is the contradiction? The plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back from where you had taken it from. But then why would we... Then why would there be tracks? Nope, that's not it.
Oh, I bet it's this part, right?
This conflicts with something, right, sir?
You have no idea what you're talking about, do you?
Detective Gumshoe, don't speak up when you don't know what you're talking about.
Ouch!
I was just trying to follow your lead, sir.
Well, that you would allow us. I'm trying to take over. You're a disgrace.
Urgh. I guess that wasn't it. Alright, so where's the contradiction? Pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Body was found at 6:15. We were the discoverer of the body. That's not a contradiction. Well, the contradiction is the pretend part. But we were the discoverer of the body. And out flew the body from within this suitcase. How would the body fly out so well here? No, that's not it. I'm wasting her time and she's beating me up. I'm already beat up already enough, Francisca.
Ow, why'd you hit me too, sir?
That's one more victim besides myself in the evidence. So, where? While you're in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed in this suitcase, flew out. So what she's saying is I got the item, I went in the elevator, I waited, and then I beat him up, and I killed him, and then I put the victim's body in this suitcase while in the elevator, and then the plane hit that patch of turbulence, body flew out. So I killed the guy, put his body into the bag, but the thing was the turbulence hit, so I never was able to transport the body. The body flew out, so I then went back up. You see, that's the thing about these tracks. These wouldn't have existed otherwise. What about... So this is grape juice. So what if my idea was correct? Instead of using the photograph here to show that someone was being dragged, what if I use this to show that there's grape juice on the bottom? Because if the suitcase never left the elevator, then how was there... I don't remember the crime scene now. Yeah, I would have had to drag this back through the grape juice. No, that would be correct. I think what I need to do is I need to go back and watch my last video real quick. Let me go do that. I'll be right back. You know, hindsight's 50-50. I should have known to go back and refresh myself, considering it's been a few days. But we've already established the crime scene with the suitcase and the tracks. So everything that I just did for like the last 5 or so minutes completely redundant to what we've already established as fact. So I need to change my thinking here. We need to talk about the crime, the death itself. And this right here, this was the first thing that my brain went to, which is I wanted to present the picture of the glass and show that there is no glass inside the case. I can't do that because I don't have a picture. The only thing I do have is the object itself, which is the this little guy. So maybe I can prompt the case by talking about, because this says this was taken out of its display case, and we can have acquired this. You see, we couldn't have acquired this because the case was locked. I know he says that. And it says you simply had to hit the glass. I'm sorry, Gumshoe. So that means we have to somehow present evidence that says we didn't break the glass, because it would be impossible for us to actually break the glass. To do that, we have to show the piggy bank itself. The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your lethal prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who stand in courtroom must learn to master.
But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
Fake?
This Mr. iFly piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon. Wait, what? What? Yeah, exactly. It's got blood on it. It's got blood on it? Is there something else I'm missing here? The hat on its head was found inside a display case in the in-flight shop. I wonder if that fact has any bearing on this case. It says iFly Airlines. You know, I've seen it occur a lot recently, and it's been bothering me greatly. But why does nobody know how to properly capitalize in space nouns anymore? Oh, that's so true. The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence had occurred.
But then, what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that?
I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. Whoa, this is wild. I love the animation. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick the bank up from off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Well, then how did they actually kill him? Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Acme Hicks.
You there!
Yes, ma'am?
Other than this piggy bank, Was anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood. So then what killed the guy, Edgeworth?
Ah, the dots. I see. Miles Edgeworth. It appears your small tactics are at an end.
But it's possible that's still hidden somewhere, sir.
Yeah! If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as a bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or is still at the real crime scene. This is getting wild. Man, the twisted turns in this game are just great.
There is one more possibility.
And that would be
that the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon.
But didn't we just...
Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that was a perfectly line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see, so that means that the killer had the key to the display case.
Francisca, the person you're talking about.
Not so fast. I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is a sin of lying.
You know, this was what I was initially thinking as well. That the flight attendant is the one who is responsible. And it does make a lot of sense. It really does. But something tells me it's this guy. LeBlanc? It's been a while. Yeah, LeBlanc. Something tells me it's LeBlanc. But why? Well, we know from this picture here, seems like Mr. Hicks was involved in something or another. And his phone was taken. So there's something on the phone that's incriminating. Maybe to Mr. LeBlanc? Ah. But why would she lie about everything though? And she did have a key. Like, my gut instinct says this guy is a murderer. My intellect says she's a murderer. Whereas she could very easily be the murderer. Because she seems to have her hand in a lot of things. She could have easily set both of these two up. I got my eye on you. Oh, the exclamated dots.
Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well, permission granted. But only if I can sit in on the end of interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you wish.
Miss Tenero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
I've been wanting to know what's in this room for a while now. Because I think the murder weapon is probably in this room. March 12th, 2:23 p.m. Flight I-390, first floor, flight attendant's room.
So, you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission.
All the dots.
Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know? What were you able to accomplish by doing that?
Miss Tenero.
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too?
Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
Alright.
Okay, let's look around first. This door leads to the cargo hold, but I can't let you through without Miss Von Karma's express permission. That's not a bad way to handle this situation if it was any old case, but this isn't.
Ah, so between you and Miss Von Karma, who's better at their job?
Oh, there is no comparison to be made, Detective. None. There is sure to be a clue of some sort in this trash can. Detective Gumshoe, if you please.
Ah, yes, sir. You just leave the rummaging to me, sir. Scruffy, how dare you go through a woman's trash without their permission? Having no sense of honor. Eek! I'm sorry. I'm just doing what Mr. Edgeworth told me to. Ow!
Forgive me, Detective. It's pretty easy to tell who sleeps in which bunk just by looking. I am almost certain that the well-kept one up top belongs to Miss Tenero.
Ew! This bottom one is a giant mess. You Chauvin! You Sloven, squalid scoundrel of a man! You dare to scrutinize a woman's bed and invade her privacy? Yow!
There are some things in life best to keep to yourself, Detective. What is all this junk inside these boxes? There's no rhyme or reason to any of it.
That's a lost and found, Mr. Edgeworth. Gold crowns and swords and necklaces? It's like a treasure trove in here, sir.
The fact that these were left on the plane implies that they were carried onto it to begin with. Something tells me it's time for iFly to send its metal detectors out for repairs. And what are inside these boxes?
Oh, those are some souvenirs I bought in Virginia. Ah, there's so many. There's even a second box. Well, yes. I find that folk art from around the world does great things for my creativity.
Those suitcases certainly could have done with a whole lot less of your creativity. It's one of those suitcases designed by Miss Tenero. You can tell it's hardly ever been used by the lack of even a single scratch on it. So, these are the attendant's lockers, huh? Oh, I'm sorry, that's Gumshoe.
Ah, so these are the attendant lockers, huh? Well, let's hurry up and examine them, sir. Why must men always be so rude? Besides, who exactly gave you permission to search through the attendant's lockers?
Wait, Detective. Oh, he did his pointy thing. It would be uncouth of us to look in a woman's locker without permission.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Plus, I feel this murderous drought. I can sense a whip not far behind.
So it looks like I gotta talk to her before I can look at that. I can also go left. I mean, right. I know directions. I can also go right, which is kind of weird, but I need to talk to everyone first. What exactly is this panel for?
Ah, that's the emergency control panel for the elevator. We used it to stop the elevator on the first floor and to keep its doors open.
Well, that's interesting. Why is that here?
Well, go on. Let's hear a troublesome attendant out.
In due time. I do have one thing I'd like to ask you.
Yes.
Do you plan to continue using that whip for the foreseeable future? Some things are better not asked.
Of course. I regaled many a testimony at the people thanks to it.
Yeah, that's called, under duress.
Well, yeah, and probably a whole ton of yelps. Yow!
And I'm willing to bet that the majority of them came from you, Detective. Captain's permission. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
All the dots. Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Millie.
Yes,
and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Tenero, is it? There is one more thing I'd like to ask you.
I really hope she didn't do it, because I like her.
You were in the flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please, answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well,
Why the sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve. In-flight shop.
All I did was go check up on the shop, like I always do. You're saying it was for work, then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
Miss Tenero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. What thing? Well, there's a lot of things I can ask, but I'll just do my usual thing and just present everything. So that's what I normally do.
As a professional flight attendant, I'm a failure.
She must be worn out from long questioning sessions she just went through. Poor girl. Alright, nothing here. I think you can actually code the emulator to click on certain spots. I need to learn how to do that. Make it easier to play through these games. That way I don't have to constantly like go up and down, up and down, up and down. And as I said, I'm just pressing everything. Although this probably is the most suspicious thing, right? No, I guess not. She doesn't have the phone. I swear, if we find the person with the phone, we find the murderer, right? Nothing there. Testimony, nothing. The suitcase. If you could please take a look at this for me, Miss Tenero.
Oh, that suitcase.
Yes, about this suitcase. You are the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
All the dots. There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that was the last one there.
There were 2 suitcases. The last one there, you see, I may be down and out right now, but even I recognized that's strange.
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Okay, that's same. There was more than one there. The last suitcase. So you're saying, Miss Tenero, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yes, they're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves.
I don't know how. That's not exactly the impression I got.
The one in the shop is most definitely the last one.
So that means the the other suitcase must have been moved before she checked on the shop. Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you.
How does this green vomit-looking suitcase... I mean, yeah, it's got a little bit of red on it, but how does that go with Edgeworth?
I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous.
What?
Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on. My issue with the suitcases isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the flight shop when I investigated it.
2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1. Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Tenero, what is one of those suitcases doing here?
That's...
I thought you said there was only 1 left.
That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
She's used it for a long time? I think not. Yeah, because the price tag is still on it. Miss Tenero, I appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. What proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Miss Tenero says? It's obvious, the price tag's still on it. Tell me, Miss Tenero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
Ah! What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about the suitcase? All the dots.
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Miss Tenero, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in... flight shop. Seeing as how the price tag is still on this suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought the suitcase was... herself? It's gotta be either one of these 2, right? Because it's in here. She bought her own suitcase? It was you, wasn't it, Miss Tenero? I hate to say this, but the suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it?
All the dots.
You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and you were deeply hurt. That's why you want to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Oof. Okay, I can fully understand this temptation. Having been a content creator for like 2 years now, I know the temptation it is to create like a second or third or fourth or fifth YouTube account and just like and watch all my videos to try to boost the algorithm into getting me more support. I don't do that. I've never done that. And I don't want to do that. But I understand why there's an easy temptation to do that. So I can understand 100% what she's feeling. But it's not a right thing to do. I mean, you have to be honest with yourself. If something is working, something's working. If something's not working, something's not working. And not everything has to be a successful enterprise. Like, if this channel never grows any more than it is today, and my community stays being the community I have, I would be very, very happy for the next 5 to 10 years. Because the community I have here is just amazing. The #1 YouTube community, all of YouTube. I love you guys so much. When I'm struggling with this illness and I'm really having a tough time, you guys have like been there for me and supported me. And I just hope in some small way, what I do here can support you through any tough time you're going through. I really love you guys. Thank you. I'm sorry for that interlude, but just want to say, I can't say how much I appreciate you all. Isn't that right?
Then, the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something.
But the suitcases didn't sell well.
It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it's, as you put it, hideous.
I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either.
We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there, day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight that I worked.
Wow, that's a lot of money. You buy one every single time you work a flight?
I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for that purchase.
Gotta love how there's no tax. Anyway. This receipt is clearly timestamped 5:40 a.m. Trying to see if there's anything else I notice.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Miss Tenero, where are these other suitcases?
They should all be down in the cargo hold. They're in the suitcase the killer used.
Could very well have come from the cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases too?
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
Ah! How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be.
Well then, don't sell them for $1,200. Although that's not your fault. Miss Tenero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only other way is just through that door there.
And what about security?
That door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access to.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Francisca. So that means that Cammy here seems more and more likely to be the suspect. So I told you I have my eye on her.
Going on these wild goose chases. You're a disgrace to the Von Karma name.
And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. But that fact alone tells the whole story.
Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used the key card.
Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing that the killer rode the elevator for the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
That other attendant, Miss Malie. I asked her earlier, and she had this to say.
Francesca got information out of Miss Malie. Malie? Cami Malie. Mealy. Meal. It's supposed to be meal. I'm saying it wrong. My bad. I've been saying it wrong this entire part. I forgot. It's Miss Meal. See, I got Monkey Island on the mind right now because Return to Monkey Island comes out today. So I'm thinking of Mealy Island. Sorry about that.
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different key card is required.
A different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular key card is you, Miss Rhoda, and only you.
Well, if Cami Meal is the one who did it, she could have lied about that.
Ah!
What? Is this true, Miss Tenero?
Yes, I keep that key card in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that card right now?
Yes, hold on.
$10. $10, the card is not going to be in a locker.
Ah! I don't believe it.
What's wrong?
The key card, it's gone.
Told you.
Ha ha ha! Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Edgeworth.
All the dots.
What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Francisca, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case, however...
Hold it! Don't even think about wasting any more of my time.
You
know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies.
All the dots.
I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miss Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise. You know what's interesting is I fully believe that Francisca could win a court case with the evidence that she has right now against Miss Tenero. Because I'm pretty sure that there's enough evidence beyond plausibility that she committed the crime. However, we know that the murderer planted evidence on us. It's very easily that the murderer could have planted evidence on Miss Tenero. And I think that's something that very easily could have happened. All right, we're at a break point here, and I still have another 10 minutes I could record. But I really would like to do Return to Monkey Island today, and I really would like to maybe finish Paper Mario. So I kind of need to moderate my voice a little, slowly, get back into things. As this is a natural stopping point, I think I will stop here. As I said, thank you so much, my friends. You are the #1 YouTube community, all of YouTube. I'm sorry we didn't get as far as I was hoping to today, but still we made progress. And we will make more progress in our next part of our blind Let's Play, Ace Attorney Investigations, for the mobile? It's always strange to say for mobile. For phones? Like for Android? I mean, how exactly do you say? Because normally I would say like for the DS. Because I believe this game came out on the DS, and this is a for the DS. So it's just always weird for me to say that. But anyway, love you so much. Until next time, my friends. So long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.